Light FM.
106.7 Light FM. Cubby with my partner in crime,
Cubby,
Christine.
hold.
Sorry.
Sorry. Stand by for the 1980s phone.
Hilarious.
Sorry.
The fucking landline.
Home line. You never heard that in a while.
And joining us right now, the man Jerry Seinfeld calls my favorite comedian, and that's quite a compliment. The amazing Sebastian Maniscalco. How you doing, my friend?
Good, man. Good to see you guys on Zoom. It's been a long road here to get to live entertainment. So glad everything opened up. And just so you know, this is not a Zoom light I have. This is natural sunlight.
You look damn good. You really do.
Who needs a ring light? Yes, it's very, very good to see you. So you're not over the whole Zoom thing? Because Cubby and I have had to do a lot of Zooms, and we just want in person so badly.
Yeah, listen, I like Zoom on radio calls. I actually get to see the people. I mean, I think radio works best in studio. You come in, you get that vibe going. But this is the next best thing to it. I mean, calling on the phone, you don't get like I can see your face. You're smiling. Cubby, you're not. So it's nice to see people, and Zoom meetings I could do without, but
yes.
Do an interview, I'll do a Zoom.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You talked about early on in the pandemic, you were like overhearing your kids like school, like their singing going on early in the morning on Zoom. That was painful, right? Yeah,
I mean, first of all, they're 3 and 1, and my 3-year-old's doing like a preschool over Zoom. You can't teach a kid over Zoom 3 years old. So, it was a little, and I couldn't get away from it. I basically had to come up here in this little cubby hole I got to get away from any type of noise, and I still can't. I could still hear them. So when you got kids, it's tough. It's tough to bang out meetings.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, Cubby, you would know about that. So Cubby how old is Naomi now? She's
18 months old.
18 months, right?
Yeah, and it's funny you brought that up, Christine, because one of the things I love about your act and all your acts, you talk about real life stuff, and it's married stuff and having kids, and you were talking about like the schedule of the day with a kid and how it's snacks and it's playtime, it's walking. It's so true, but then you feel guilty. That you didn't spend enough time with the kid.
Yeah, it's a balance here. Now that I'm out on the road, people go, "Oh, do you just go out on the road and you come back in 3 months?" I'm coming back every week because I got a 2-year-old son. I was gone for 4 days. I came back. He's like a man now. I'm like, when did this happen? He's talking more, and he's walking around with a swagger. He's got a beautiful tan. I go, how long was I gone? So yeah, I talk about family. I talk about to me things that are personal are the things that are most funny to me. I mean, I can't sit here and make up jokes that aren't there. I got to go live my life. I got to extract humor from situations, whether it be a family outing or going for a cup of coffee or whatever it is. I find humor in kind of everyday life.
Yeah. Speaking of, how did you, in your relationship, you and your wife, how did you survive the whole quarantine thing? Because that's put a lot of people to the test.
Yeah. I mean, listen, being in the house, 400 days or whatever it was, just like everybody, it's just, you need some time alone. You need some whatever. You need to get out. But living in Los Angeles, you couldn't even do anything. You couldn't go out. The beaches were roped off, the parks. You really had to create entertainment within the household. And I became my kid's best friend. Here's the silver lining. I think those of us who had kids got to spend a lot of time with them and develop a connection that we probably never would have developed if you were working or you were traveling or what you were doing. So that's the good thing. But the bad thing is they weren't playing with kids their own height. I was their best friend. So now it's nice for them to kind of get out and move around and play with kids again.
And I heard you mention, tell everybody why you think quarantine was invented by the Italians.
God, I did this joke on Kimmel. I think I forgot the joke.
it was very funny, and you know, it made me laugh. But yeah, you see, that's how good you are. You don't remember your own jokes because you're changing by the week with your comedy.
Yeah, no, it's God, it was a good joke. I actually, thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna have to go relook at that and put that, I think, in my act, because it was a really kind of good bit. Yeah, I hosted Kimmel on Zoom over the pandemic. No audience, no studio audience, which for a comedian is like death. You know, like I was doing the monologue and nothing. I mean, I even told the camera guys, you gotta laugh in order for me to like do this, because doing jokes to silence is awful. So yeah, I was just trying to bounce around. I did a show on Discovery Plus called Well Done, kind of marrying my passion for comedy and food. So that comes out on August 12th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then we're doing the shows. I'll be in Atlantic City this week, and then we got the arenas. We did 19 arenas we put on sale over the course of November and December, and coming back to New York. You know, I did Madison Square Garden a couple years ago, and we're like, how do we come back to New York in a different way? So we start doing these kind of different arenas in different boroughs.
I know. Thank you, because you're coming to the Prudential Center on my birthday. I think you planned it that way because I live near there.
Yeah, December 20th. And so you have like the birthday around Christmas, so you get the combination gifts, right?
Yes.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trigger right there.
And then the UBS Arena in Belmont Park, that is December 27th, the day after. So you're coming back. I mean, what's it going to be like? When was the last time you were in front of a live audience?
Well, I've been touring now since about 2 months. And by the way, speaking of Prudential Center, and I'm noticed on Cubby's shelf, is that a Moon Man?
It's like a replica Moon Man from like Home Goods.
Okay, yeah.
Not MTV.
I saw Prudential Center, and last time I was there is when I hosted MTV Video Music Awards, and then I know they're just celebrating their 40th anniversary, and I saw them. And I was like, oh.
And they changed the name, by the way. It's no longer Moon Man. I learned that from Christine.
Oh, was it offensive?
Yeah, possibly. It's more inclusive. So Moon Person with lots of flowers.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger everybody.
Well, actually, you know, seriously, that's a great point. What's it like doing comedy in this cancel culture we're in? And do you think about jokes more, or you just let it fly?
You know, if I start thinking about jokes, then I become unfunny, and then I'm not true to who I am. And then you got to, you know, if you got to skate around these things that are quote unquote taboo. I mean, comedy used to be you could poke fun at everything and everybody just laughed. And now it's, you know, people are so sensitive and what have you. Listen, if I start kowtowing to that, if I start going out there and going, somebody is going to get offended of what I'm going to say, then you might as well wipe comedy off the map. For me, I go out there, you don't like it, you don't like it. You know, like there's movies I watch, I'm like, I didn't like that movie. I don't go and write into the studio. Oh my God. It's like, you know, you watch it, you know, you don't like it, you don't like it. You like it, you laugh, and that's it. I don't really, you know, I just like doing what I like to do, and if I start altering that, I become someone who I'm not. So either like
right.
So heading out on this tour, what do you think we're going to be hearing about from you? What are you focusing on?
Yeah, you know, people like, I think the misconception was, oh my God, you have so much material from COVID. Do I? No. I mean, I didn't sit here writing COVID jokes. My comedy base is its root is going out, experiencing life, having a family get together and what have you. So now that things have kind of opened up, I got a lot of material just from kind of going back out and living my life again, not sitting at home making pancakes for my kids.
Yeah, you were not making the banana bread because
made everything. Believe me, I ran out of stuff to make. I mean, I think all of us became like chefs or bakers over this pandemic. I know a lot of people were, you know, learning instruments or what have you, just to kind of pass the time. But now that that's all kind of hopefully behind us, yeah, I've been enjoying stand-up.
We're gonna let you go in a second. Just a couple more questions. I'm wondering what's behind the title of your tour, Nobody Does This tour.
Yeah, that came out of the pandemic. Like I would play with my kids or I'd do something with my kids. I was reading to my kids. I turned to my wife and I'd go, half jokingly, no, nobody does this. Like no father does this, what I'm doing, just as a joke. And it became kind of like a through line that I would, would buckling my kids in the back of the car and I go, babe, she go, what? No, nobody does it. And it'd just be like a joke that my wife and I would have. And I'm like, let's like name the tour. And it sounds like nobody does this, like bragging, but it's really came out of just me doing mundane fatherly things and thinking it was something special and telling my wife. So that's where that kind of always putting myself on a pedestal because nobody else does.
Right. I get it. Christine?
Yeah. Are you able to bring, I mean, your kids are so young, so I doubt if they're on the road with you, but are you able to bring your wife, kids out with you at all?
They're going to come on 2 weeks. We're going to go to Vail, Colorado together. So we're looking forward to that. I'll probably bring them to the New York run. It's hard to like bounce from city to city to city with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. There's just like a lot of gear. There's like 268 pounds of equipment you got to bring for kids, a stroller, a playpen, the toys, the books. I mean, it's like, geez. And by the end of the day, it's like, is this all worth it for a couple of days in Florida? So yeah, they're gonna come, but places where I have a chunk of time I could sit with them.
But like a big adjustment, they've had you at home and now you're like finally going out there. We're worried about like our pets having anxiety without us.
Yeah. No, I mean, we had a big discussion before I left. I said, listen, Daddy's going to be gone pretty much for 6 months, making up for lost time. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to leave them, especially my 4-year-old. She kind of knows what's going on. She's like, where's Daddy going? But yeah, hey, I was here for 1.5 years and now it's time to make some money.
Well, we're big fans and we're happy for you. Tickets are going on sale right now, I believe. If not, we can edit this out, but you're going to be at the Prudential Center December 26th. And of course, the UBS Arena in Belmont, New York. Sebastian, we love you, man. And welcome back to live audiences.
Thanks for having me on, and we'll see you in New York City.
Great. Thank you.
106.7 Lights FM.